Wow, I did not see that coming.
Well, I did, so you know what that means? Pay up.
Whatever, here's the 50 bits, now get out of here so I can do my review.
Thank you for your contribution to my favorite charity.
What charity would that be?
My pocket.
Wow, that's 50 bits I won't be getting back soon. But hey, you should see my bill for my Pony OC. Which reminds me I should pay my bill for this form. Oh my, this isn't good. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to go change into something else for this review until I can pay off my Pony OC. And I know just the guy for the job. That's better. Now let's take a look at My Little Pony, Bloom and Gloom. Hello everyone, I'm your cartoon and animation fanatic Redcord, and I watch them and you can too. So today's writer is Josh Haber, and I have to say this episode turned out a lot better than some of his previous episodes. Now, Josh Haber is pretty much a by-the-books writer as seen by his Groundhog's Day themed dream sequences in this episode. These dream sequences are very reminiscent of Dave Polsky's From Whom the Sweet About Tolls episode. However, one flaw I find that's apparent with Josh Haber's writing is his lack of subtlety towards the final act. It comes off as predictable, so you'd expect the execution to pay off. Did it accomplish that? Well, let's find out. We see the CMC are having another one of their daily meetings on the topic of cutie marks, and as you can tell from the beginning of the video, Babseed has received her cutie mark that involves scissors, and I can already see the Snips and Babseed shipping on the horizon. So, what does this mean for the CMC, you may ask? Well, Scootaloo mentions that Babseed can no longer be a cutie mark crusader if she already has her cutie mark, which actually focuses on a topic I've wanted to see ever since Cutie Pox. What happens if one of the CMC gets their cutie marks? Would it drive them apart or will it bring them closer together? They also mentioned what happens if they got a cutie mark that they weren't satisfied with. All very interesting questions, but sadly no answer to. This is a great way to keep the audience invested in the story, but still, the execution has to be a good payoff. So Apple Bloom takes these questions into thought, but overthinks the outcome into the next morning just in time for pancakes. Hey Silverquill, I got a new drinking game for you. For every scene with pancakes in it, take a shot of whatever alcoholic beverage you have next to you. Good luck with that. So Apple Bloom finds out that she got her cutie mark in Twitter mite catching and... Wait, Twitter mites? Does that mean there are pests like base bugs, YouTube beetles, and Tumblr flies? No wait, those are commenters. And yes, I get the Ghostbusters reference, but I'll leave that to Firebrand. Now I'm actually glad that this scene with Diamantior and Silverspoon is a dream, because a scene with these two being even more bitchier than ever is not a dream but a living nightmare. So the remainder of the episode involves Apple Bloom going through a series of different events in her dreams that showcase her fear of the worst possible outcomes that can occur from receiving her cutie mark, and I had to admit that even though these scenes did create a wonderful sense of atmosphere, the dialogue between the CMC and Apples just felt a bit forced, and that's something I don't like to see in the show. However, I can't hold that against the episode because the dialogue actually plays into Apple Bloom's habit of exaggerating how others would see her. We soon get an appearance from Princess Luna, who reveals that Apple Bloom is actually the one demoralizing herself. Her struggle isn't towards getting a cutie mark, but accepting who she is that the cutie mark will eventually represent. We also find out that Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo are going through the same dilemma and wondering what their cutie mark will be and how it represents them as an individual. This sounds like it might play a major role in their discovery of their cutie marks, not just representing their special talent, but also their special bond with each other. So for my final thoughts on the episode, I would have to say that this is by far one of the best, if not the best, Apple Bloom and CMC episode. And is it me, or do they sound a bit more mature in their voices? That also works towards the episode's advantage. There are plenty of things to take from this episode in dealing with yourself as your own worst enemy and defining who you are based on how you're viewed by others. This may not have been the conclusion to one of their goals, but it was an excellent insight into what challenges they would have faced in the future. I also like the callback to previous episodes like Swarm of the Century, Twilight Time, and even Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo's moment with Luna in From Whom the Sweetie Belle Tolls and Sleepless in Ponyville. Now we just have to wait for Luna's episode involving her own worst nightmare. Oh, and the Rift Cafe hallway is now canon. If this is the kind of writing Josh Haber can do if he steps out of his comfort zone, then I'm hoping he's writing more episodes for this season. Next week's episode is by Cindy Morrow, who strangely enough hasn't been seen since season 3. That's all I have to say for now, so leave your thoughts on the episode in the comments below. And as always, I'm Record, and I watch them, and you can...
Gregory! My house at IAR is being fumigated for Twitter bites, and I need a place to stay!
Oh no, not again. Get me out of here.
Gregory!